Hey everybody, welcome back to a kitchen update here, coming at you from my own kitchen, and have had tons of progress since the last time you were all in here, giving you an update. It's just been a ton of work. I haven't really been recording too much on what's going on here, so I figured I'd just check in, show you guys what's going on. So as you can see, this whole section is new to the kitchen. When I bought this house in 2016, this was kind of like an eat-in portion of the kitchen, but I didn't have enough counter space, so my goal was to get as much additional counter space as possible. The flow of this kitchen didn't really suit for an island, so here I am with this kind of L-shaped thing, which I'm really happy with. So what we've done here, we've put in the new countertop. We got Viscon white granite. We have dress blues for the blue painted cabinets on the bottom. We have Drift of Mist on the top, and then on the walls we have silver plate. Those are all Sherwin-Williams colors. So what else has got to get done over here? The electrical outlets do need to be hooked up over here. I did install an undermount light here just to give this corner a little bit of light. This is going to kind of be like a prepping area. We expect to use crock pots on this counter. The coffee pot will be over here. Things like that can just get plugged in, tucked in the corner. It's definitely been rewarding because it looks really good in here. I'm very happy with how it's coming out. The trick is to just go slow. Don't rush the project, because if you rush the project, you're gonna see the rush in the results. So I'm kind of getting to the end where things are less satisfying to do, because I'm not changing the whole kitchen to white. I'm not changing the wall color from blue to gray, things that make a big impact. I'm doing all the little things that are time consuming that are gonna show in the end result. It's not necessarily a huge difference, but when you look around, it's gonna be finished, and the fit and finish is gonna be just right, and that's what I'm going for. So what else is new over here? This upper cabinet's new as well. What we're waiting on is the window sills here. They're going to be made of the same granite here, so the Viscon white is just going to be shaved a little thinner, stick it there. The backsplash is obviously new. I'll come at you with another video for how to do this backsplash. Anybody can put in this backsplash. It's really easy. These glass tiles I got over a year ago, and somehow I just bought them on clearance at Home Depot, and they worked out like perfectly. I had my doubts, and I was convinced I was gonna fall for that white subway tile, but I'm really glad that I didn't, because this green gray kind of just ties together the blue and the cream color does so well with the gray. So I'll expect a video of that in the coming weeks. So as you probably noticed, there is a new sign hanging up here on the wall above me. I made that actually at AR Workshop, just right down on Elm Street. I'll put a link in the description below to allow you to go to their website and check out what you can do there. It's a super fun date night. So I made this sign with the intention of actually putting it over here, but it didn't end up fitting, which is fine. Something else is gonna go there. Thinking of ideas of what to do there. Heather actually made this, which is a cake stand. And so, we'll just put it on the counter there. But super fun date night idea, and just figured I'd throw that in there for a shout out to them. So let's flip to the other side of the kitchen and see you over on the other side. Welcome to the other side of the kitchen here. So as you can see, very much changed. Less dark over here, a lot brighter colors. What we got here is we've started the backsplash, or finished the backsplash for the most part. Over here we have the new countertops, we have all the new toggle switches. We have just updated white outlets. We have the under counter lights here, which I didn't hook up to a switch because I just didn't find it necessary. It was a lot more work. And then these are like the ones you can change colors. I personally just like the looks of the bright daylight white on this countertop. And again, same colors over here. We have silver plate on the top, Drift of Mist on the door, and dress blues on the bottom, matching granite over here. So this one section was just made out of one piece here, so no seam on this side. There is a seam on that side, but they did a great job fusing it together, making the design look like it flows correctly. We got the new undermount sink that I posted about. That was the damaged sink. You literally would not know that this sink has a dent in it because it's underneath the counter. We got the new faucet here, which again was an Amazon warehouse item. It is the same brand as the sink, And then we have a new pendant light. I believe in the last video we had kind of like a little different one. I got a different light bulb for that. Ended up getting a 40 watt LED instead of a 60 watt. It was just way too bright. You couldn't even look at it. It would like burn in your eyeballs. So I ended up replacing this trim along the top here with some new trim because we had taken out the piece that went across there and kind of broke it, and ended up just replacing it. So I sprayed all these cabinets, and then I did a final coat with a roller just because it was easier to get the sprayer in all the cracks. We have the Whirlpool microwave, the little mini guy here, so it's pretty small. Picked this up open box at Lowe's for 250 bucks. I got this stove off of Facebook Marketplace for 250 bucks. And then I ended up with KitchenAid, refrigerator, and dishwasher, just because I really like the feel of the dishwasher. The new hardware, which I picked up on Amazon as well, like $40 did the whole thing. We got the normal knobs here, and then we have the poles on the bottom for the drawers. Just one thing I wanted to mention, you don't always have to go buy everything brand new. So what I did with these cabinets is I actually, I ended up painting the inside, which I'm super glad that I did. But these hinges in here are just like super weird hinges, like very unique. And I ended up just spray painting them the same color as the knobs, the oil rubbed bronze color. And so they just are black instead of gold like they were previously. A cost saving item. It cost me like $5, $6 for the can of spray paint and a few minutes to just clean them all off and spray them. So we have just a couple more things left to do in this kitchen. The end is in sight and it feels really good. So what we're waiting on to finish, I don't know why I waited till the last minute to do this, but the crown molding does need to be painted. It was already primed, but a couple of the holes need to be filled in from nailing it and the seams. And then that will be getting painted this weekend. And then I gotta get an electrician here to hook up the 2 outlets that I added over on the other side and the undermount light that I added that will match this on the other side. Just a couple more things that I think I'm gonna add to give it a little more flair is I'm gonna add a piece of crown molding to that top corner cabinet just to give it a little character up top, because it kind of just cuts off, and I think it would look better with a piece of crown. So in these finishing steps, last week there was a lot of progress made with the painting of the cabinets, the backsplash, the floor getting redone, things that just made a huge difference in the looks. But once you get towards the end of a project, it's not as rewarding because you're just doing kind of the last minute things that take up a lot of time but don't necessarily show a lot of results right away. But in the long run, the results are shown. So for instance, here's what I just recently did that was just not very satisfying, was put the caulking around this seam here, and it just filled it in so nicely that it just looks more complete, but it's not that satisfying, and caulking is just really messy. And yeah, so it's coming together. It's gonna be done very soon, and if you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to me. If you're thinking about doing this project yourself, I would definitely say just take it on. Take your time, and it will come out great if you take your time. If you rush it, you're gonna see, and I constantly need to be reminding myself that exact same thing is don't rush it, don't rush it, don't rush it. It's been super fun, and I encourage people to just do it themselves and just live and learn. I definitely have made mistakes on this project. Just one example is the blue is a very runny paint, so I had to sand it a lot more to get all those little drips out in between coats, versus this white went on much easier. And they told me that when I bought it, that this paint was thinner because they put more dye in it. So to make it so dark, there's a lot of dye in it, but I didn't expect it to be runny. I just expected it to spread not as well, but apparently that means that it made it runny. But I fixed it and they look absolutely amazing, and I took the extra effort to make sure that they came out nice, and I'm just really happy with it. So again, I just encourage everyone to, just challenge yourself to try something new around your house. Not much you can do to screw it up. You pop a breaker, but you should have the electrical off if you're working with electrical, or even just the water. I hooked up the sink myself. I spent $3 on supplies to hook the sink back up. You know, I had a double sink before, and this is just a single sink. So you just kind of gotta be very flexible, because I never drew this design out on a piece of paper and said, okay, this is what color it's gonna be, this is what the backsplash is gonna look like, this is what appliances I'm getting. I never did that. I've kind of just been winging this whole thing. So yeah, I just encourage anybody else to do the same. And I'll come at you with a couple more videos, and I'll show you the completed project.